Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your Eclipse reading. This is going to be for this eclipse season, which can last up till 6 months to a year from now, sometimes longer. Eclipses can last for a long time. The energy, at least, we can deal with for a long time. And by the way, technically, this set of eclipses, this series of eclipses, Pisces, Virgo, doesn't end until 2027. So the themes that come up now, you could be dealing with until 2027, right? So you have this card that says a time to give rather than take. You also have this card that says a new start is coming. Each row is going to represent something different. This first row is going to represent what is being revealed to you at this time during this eclipse season. Again, eclipses can reveal things to us, truths, and not only that, but we are in a time of like extra truth, a lot of truths coming out. So again, it makes sense that things could be revealed to us at this time, but. Again, I disagree with this a little bit in this. Like, I feel like you need to give more to yourself. It's a really bad time to, like, overgive, I would say. That doesn't mean you can't help people in your life or care about things or anything like that. I would just say it's just a bad time to, burn yourself out or, something like that. So, I would make sure that you are, and this is literally what I was going to say. You have the Empress right here. You especially need to take care of yourself and, make sure that you're doing good things for yourself, all that other stuff, nurturing yourself, because the better you do that, the better your life will be. And that might sound obvious, but it's definitely true. You need to treat yourself, like the best you possibly can. Again, in the area of what's being revealed to you at this time, you have the Four of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. The Four Cups can represent past disappointments. It really doesn't surprise me to see this here and also the Wheel of Fortune. If I were to have guessed, what this reading would have been about for you, Taurus, I would definitely, one of the top things I would have said is a second chance coming in for you. Just seems to me, just based off your astrology, that there could be some sort of second chance. That's it. And so I don't think this is like a second chance as in you're going back to an ex or something like that. It's like something is coming back around, like another opportunity for you to take a stab at something again. But it's like this time you can win if you choose to, right? See, the thing with the Four of Cups is that he's getting another opportunity at something, but he's been disappointed 3 times before, and he needs to basically, the solution to the card is very simple. He just needs to apply the lessons that he learned from these 3 cups to this 1 cup, and he will solve his problem. He'll be more successful this time around. Wheel of Fortune can be kind of like a second chance card. I also noticed this time machine card right at the beginning when we started the reading. And it's the time machine card is kind of like about going back and doing something again. So, like I said, this is definitely what I would call. It's like something is repeating, but again, it's not the same thing. It could be like you're starting a business and, maybe it's a completely different one, but you're kind of like starting it from another perspective. It could be anything else in your life as well. And I feel like this time is different. It's like this time you can win, but it's also like the words I'm getting here are like this time you have to win. You have the Two of Wands. Yeah, Two of Wands about taking the lead, accepting, it's like you're going to be accepting 100% responsibility for whatever it is that you're doing here. He also has the whole world in his hands. I'm not really getting much on this card. I always say that to me, tarot is like a spectrum. I just read energy. I'm not necessarily reading just the tarot, right? And so that's why I don't read reversals. It's like, to me, a card can be really bad or really good and everywhere in between on that scale, right? So I look at it as an energetic scale. And, kind of what I feel for you just intuitively off this Two of Wands is that having the world in your hands is like saying you just have a better handle on things now. You have better tools. I think you have a better mindset than you did in the past. So, again, if something is repeating, it's not really like something is repeating. I feel like you're taking another stab at something. Like I said, it's like you're just going to be trying something again during this eclipse season. So probably over the next 6 months or so. And again, I think you just have better. It's like you're coming at it from a better perspective, and that could be also why I keep getting the word winning popping up in my head. It's kind of funny because you really don't have any cards of winning here. I'm not that these are bad cards, but it's like 6 of Wands, Chariot. Those would be cards of winning. You do have the 8 of Wands, which is close, but not really. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, I immediately got second chance on this card, and so I feel like I said that. And by the way, I am intuitive, but very rarely does it happen where I start a reading and kind of like know what's going to come up. But this is definitely one of those situations where, again, I saw this card. I'm like, yep, makes perfect sense for Taurus that they would be getting something about, kind of like doing something again or doing something over, or just kind of like some of you could just feel like you're getting a second chance at life, and I feel this is, of course, going to be a good thing for you. Definitely a positive turnaround. One thing I will say is, again, I think this set of eclipses is getting a bad rap from some, astrologers. I'm not calling anyone out or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, I think some of them are looking at it, or, some people are looking at it more negatively, which is fine. I mean, they're, like I said, I'm not calling anyone out here or anything like that. But one thing I will say is tomorrow, the day I am publishing your video on the 7th, on the day of the Pisces eclipse, and that eclipse is trining Jupiter in Cancer. And it's like a true trine as well, because it's only separated by like a few degrees. So it's definitely trining that Jupiter. So again, you know what I mean? It's like, I think this is going to be a little bit better than people think. You cannot make this up. First card. With the 4 of Cups, you have the Chariot. Winning. I literally said it. I literally said Chariot or 6 of Wands would be the cards. Or the Ace of Swords, for example, would be the cards that I really want to see in a reading like this to say, like, yeah, you're definitely going to win. Typical Taurus reading, though, Chariot, he's leaving him, he's setting himself apart. Funny that I just talked about Jupiter as well, because Jupiter's in Cancer, and the Chariot is Cancer. So, I don't know. There's some sort of connection here for you, Taurus, and, setting yourself apart is going to be the secret. Not being afraid of being different, stepping out of comfort zones, but definitely could be victory. You could be moving, as well during this eclipse season, so over the next 6 months to a year as well. You have that and the 2 of Wands, the 8 of Wands. I'm just putting those pieces together. With the 2 of Wands, yes, you have the 4 of Cups again. Whenever this happens, this is basically the universe saying I meant what I said. So, again, I think you're kind of like start doing something again. It's like you're giving something another shot here. It's like you're not just giving up on something, Like, that's the best way I could describe this. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the 3 of Cups. Yes, friends as well. The other thing is you probably know better people in your life that can also help you do whatever it is that you're trying to do. So I would definitely encourage you to work together with other people. All the fixed signs get these messages of like community. You have this card. You have the 10 of Cups as well, which is a card of community. It kind of makes sense with Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius wants us to work with the collective, wants us to be a part of the collective, wants us to kind of, work together with other people and things like that. So, you know what I mean? Kind of makes sense. Next in the area of what are we doing? We're doing we're looking at what is being eclipsed out of your life. You have this great big love card and this time machine card. I feel like worry, like right away, I feel like worry or some worries that you are having are being eclipsed out. I actually feel like some of you are going from single to being in a relationship during this eclipse season as well. So I think the great big love card is saying basically what's being eclipsed out is you being single. Because there's some really good love cards here. And so it's obvious to me that it's not love that's being eclipsed out of your life. It's, kind of like new love is entering into your life, and maybe you're just not going to be single any longer. So, that's definitely a possibility. I also feel like you're no longer it's like you're no longer holding yourself back from things that you love, is what I feel. So, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of interesting to me, here, Taurus. And I feel like it's a good thing. And I feel like it'll make you happy, and all that other stuff, right? You have the 10 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, and the 8 of Wands. 10 of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family. But the thing is I feel like what you are eclipsing out here is the illusion. Now, we are definitely in a time of breaking the illusion, really. If you think about it, we've had Neptune in Pisces for a long time. Neptune will be retrograding back into Pisces. It's not there yet, but it will be soon enough. And the thing about Neptune and Pisces is kind of like a little bit of an illusion, and can bring up certain illusions as well. So I think for it, but one thing I will say, the blessing is Saturn. Saturn is also retrograding back into Pisces. Saturn and Neptune both pretty much at almost exactly the same time next year, in cosmic terms, within a month of each other, January and February, move back into Aries. I don't think it's a mistake. I think that, basically it's like we're breaking the illusion on some sort of dream that we have, and we're bringing it into reality, right? And that's what the Ten of Cups wants you to do. You have the Nine of Swords. I also feel like you're letting go of worries, and so I don't know. It's like, I just feel like some of you, it's like in therapy, they say that, especially cognitive behavioral therapy, right? The whole point of cognitive behavioral therapy is that you can't stay in anxiety for too long. Basically, you can only be, the reason it works is because you can only be anxious for so long. And, that's like why it works, is because it's like your anxiety goes up, but eventually it starts to come down. It's like you don't just stay elevated. So that's why it works. And sometimes that's how I feel about the Nine of Swords. It's like sometimes you get to that point where you're in such an anxious state that you just naturally come down, and that's kind of what is happening here, I feel. I don't know how to describe that, is what I would say. It's like, yeah, you just don't care anymore in a good way, Taurus, about whatever's going on. So I kind of feel like you're releasing some anxiety, or you're releasing some worries that you've been having for a long time. And that could be leading to a lot of progress and forward movement. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is like quick success. It can represent a quick conclusion as well. It can represent forward movement. So I feel a lot of you could be moving forward very quickly with the Eight of Wands. I feel like there could be good news coming in for you as well for some reason. The reason I say that is because I don't normally look at the Eight of Wands as a card of good news, but I don't know. It's popping into my head. But also, this could say that there are going to be a lot of conclusions, but I think these are good conclusions. I literally feel you could be drawing conclusions, like just making your mind up about things in life. Makes perfect sense. That is Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is a direct challenge to traditional belief. We just believe things just because. We always have. Neptune and Pisces is like, why? Neptune and Pisces is like the 2-year-old in your life being like, why? Why do you believe this, right? Why do you believe these things about yourself, about life, about money, about your health? And it's so, if we work with those beliefs, then we will be very successful. We also have Pluto retrograde right now. So, until October, I think it's October 14th that it goes direct. I can't remember off the top of my head. But, for if the next month or so, it would be a really good time to do that deep work. Pluto actually retrograde really rewards deep work, deep effort, in, all that other stuff. So it's a great time to, do that, right? There you go. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Hangman. I really feel like I also feel like you're understanding kind of a weird message, but I feel like you're not hanging out with time wasters anymore, Taurus. It's like, there's something popping into my head about this card, about you deciding certain people waste my time, certain people don't. I'm going to spend time with people who obviously don't waste my time. I do feel that some of you could be changing your perspective on love. Again, we are literally in a time of changed perspective. Uranus and Gemini, multiple perspectives. Uranus and Gemini is like a 3D scanner, as I always say. It's like most people think, it's like, it's not like front and back. It is, or, front and back, right? It's like all the way around, and in between, right? It's that is Uranus and Gemini. We really examine things all the way around. And, we are in a time of new perspectives, so I think these new perspectives could be very helpful. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, in a lot of ways, I feel like you're just setting healthy boundaries. This isn't giving me much detail. I don't even feel much here on the Nine of Wands, but I think you are putting up boundaries against time wasters, like I said. Eight of Wands, you have the Strength card. I pretty much said to Pisces, the first reading, that a lot, I think it was Pisces or Cancer, I can't remember who actually I said it to, but I said in one of my first readings that a lot of people would get the Strength card because of Pluto retrograde, exactly what I just said, and some other things that are going on. I think it's a great time to work on inner strength, your confidence, being more confident, being more sociable, personal development, any of those things, really. Anything having to do with working on yourself. Anything having to do with taming your inner voice. Like, that little voice in the back of your head that says, don't do this, don't do that. You're strong, or you're weak, you're not strong. Any of those, that negative self-talk would be an amazing thing to work on right now, Taurus. I think everybody should do it. So, there you go. And again, Pluto retrograde rewards it right now. Like the deep personal inner transformations, right? So, there you go. Next, we're going to look at where you are being redirected at this time. Eclipses tend to redirect us. You have this focus card and this courage card. Yes, I mean, I literally just said it on the strength card. I feel like you are being redirected to focus on your courage and to be more courageous. It's funny that also your very first card is the High Priestess because the High Priestess is a card of mystery. The High Priestess is a card of trusting your intuition, needing to trust your intuition. And I feel like you need to focus like behind the curtain. You know, she has that curtain behind her, which is mystery. Like I said, Pluto retrograde. Pluto retrograde is kind of like behind the curtain. You know, it's like what's not being seen. It's what's been hidden. It's like needing to peek behind the curtain and all that other stuff. So I think it would be an excellent time for you to dig into mysteries. And you also have the Death card here as well. So you have like a lot of this deep type of energy going on here. But I think you need to go deep in all areas of your life, you know, not just yourself, which I think would be good, but I also think like maybe you're wanting to start a business, or maybe you're wanting to, get a job in a different industry or something like that. It's like I would really dig into it and really know the ins and outs of it. If you can do that, then you will do very well. And that's kind of what the High Priestess says. Like if you can do that, things will go extremely well for you, and that's what I would pay attention to with this High Priestess card. Next, you have the Death card. The Death card can represent a big transformation. Again, eclipses definitely bring in death-like transformations. That's the whole point of eclipses. The good news is that I think there could be a lot of clarity coming in for you. We have these two pillars from the moon right here, and the sun is coming up between those two pillars, and it kind of represents entering into a time of clarity. I also think it's interesting that you have the moon right next to it. I really do feel a lot of you are breaking some sort of illusion, or like, you know, kind of, it's like you're seeing through an illusion at this time, or something that has been an illusion. I don't even know that it's like an illusion, but it's like sometimes I can't, like I have major ADD and have my whole entire life. But like I've always had this problem, right? Where I can read a set of instructions 100 freaking times, right? And, then I'll do whatever the instructions tell me to do, right? And without fail, I will miss something, like something important in the instructions, right? And it will totally mess up what I'm doing. Or it's like I literally will not see it until someone else, like, you know, sees it for me, basically. Someone will be like, oh, you're not doing this part. And it could literally be an entire freaking paragraph on the instructions. I literally don't see it, you know, which also could be, you know, I was dyslexic when I was younger too. Well, I still am, I guess, but, it could be that too. And it's like, that's what I feel here. It's like you're seeing a paragraph, you know, it's like you're seeing a part of the instructions that you've been missing this whole time. And, you know, again, I think this is good. You know, especially if, like we said at the beginning of the reading, if you're revisiting something or redoing something or taking another chance at something, you know, pretty good. You have the Empress. The Empress, of course, is you, Taurus, so whenever you show up as yourself, puts you in a position of power and strength. Also says you're very attractive at this time, of course, Taurus, so definitely could be attracting love or something like that into your life with this card. But I do feel there's like a lot more abundance coming in as well. With the High Priestess, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is conflict and competition. It's an amazing time to study the competition. I say this all the time now because Pluto and Aquarius. And you might be saying, Chris, Pluto and Aquarius is the collective. Yes, exactly. So what should we be doing? We should be doing the opposite. We should probably be studying the competition. We should be looking at what they're doing and what they're not doing and coming up with ways we can stand out and do it better. And that's what I would do with the Five of Wands. With the Death card, you have the Fool. The Fool's about taking a leap of faith in a new direction. I do think it would be an amazing time to take any leaps of faith. Like this set of eclipses in particular has had a lot of like aces and Fool energy showing up in the reading. So it seems to me like people really could be taking leaps of faith at this time, or could be being asked to, kind of like leap in new directions, right? With the Empress, you have the King of Swords. King of Swords card of knowledge and wisdom, but if you are attracting love here, Taurus, I feel you could definitely be attracting someone who's like older than you, more mature. It could just be a mature person in general. Next, we're going to look at what your next chapter is, or your next 6 months, whichever you prefer. You have this Protector card. It says strong, smart, courageous, and capable. All the things that you are, Taurus, right? Especially if you're watching Minnow Tarot, right? You have this Flying card. It says ambitious, joy, breaking free, and escapism. I actually really like most of these words, except for escapism, but, I feel pretty good about these two cards. I feel like you're I don't know. I just feel good. I just feel good about it. I can't explain it, Taurus, right? And, but I think embracing those things would be good for you as well. You have the Page of Cups, the Moon, and the Nine of Cups. Again, if you want love, there's definitely clearly love coming in for you over like the next 6 months or so. Again, to me, eclipses can last for longer, especially because this set of eclipses doesn't end. It ends now, but again, the Pisces Virgo eclipses don't end until 2027, pretty much the beginning of 2027, and. So again, we have like a couple of years of this energy, and we've already started this set of eclipses. So, or we already had the other eclipse. So, what I would say here is that we're going to be dealing with this energy for a while. But again, definitely could be a time where love could be coming in for you. I would definitely say that between now and 2027, I would do anything possible to, especially you, Taurus, to bring some sort of dream into reality or to make something a reality that hasn't been a reality. That's definitely popping into my head with this card. You have the Moon. The Moon can represent, again, fears, fantasies, illusions. I feel like you need to bring some sort of illusion or fantasy down to Earth, like I said. Pretty much everybody does with Neptune and Pisces. I literally always say that Neptune and Pisces is like the impossible dream. But we have Saturn there, which is like, hey, if you want this thing that you think is impossible, you probably can have it if you put the work in. So again, as I've been saying to everyone, if there was ever a time where we could accomplish something that seems impossible, it would be right now, right? You have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is like fulfillment or wish fulfillment. I do feel a lot of you could be attracting some like fulfillment or wish fulfillment into your life. I would focus on fulfillment with this card. I would do whatever you can to be more fulfilled, to put your, like, I feel it with, especially what I'm trying to spit out here, Taurus, is especially when it comes up next to something like the Empress, we have to put ourselves in situations to be fulfilled. It's like, it's like an action is what I'm trying to say. It's not like you're just going to magically be fulfilled. Empress and Nine of Cups asks you to go be fulfilled. It says, like, there are things that you do, or, do you have any activities or hobbies or friends or things that you enjoy that bring fulfillment? And those are the things I would do more of, for, I don't know, till 2027 probably. With the Page of Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I like this because this could be like a much more cooperative person if you're like looking for love, for example. You could be meeting a person who's like much more cooperative or much more wants to work on a team. I always say that the Three of Pentacles is really a person who wants to work on a team. Three of Pentacles is also a great card for putting your work on display. So if you've been like working on things or, building things, it, could be a good time to like put those things on display. Here you go. With the Moon, you have the Ace of Swords. It's like your wildest dreams can come true, is what this reading is saying, Taurus. But, you're going to have to like match the energy. You're going to have to put the work in. You're going to have to do things to bring it down to earth. But, we talked about this at the beginning. Chariot, Ace of Swords. Definitely some like wins or victories coming in for you. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Three of Swords. I kid you not. Every single person almost has had the Three of Swords in the last row. Crazy. It's an amazing time for healing. Three of Swords can be a card of a breakup, but, really, with all this energy in Virgo, South Node in Virgo right now, plus we're going to have multiple eclipses in Virgo in the near future, definitely could be a time where we need to focus on healing or we need to do things that cause us to heal. And so I think that focusing on your healing, focusing on forgiveness would be a good thing as well with the Three of Swords. Next, we're going to look at anything else that I didn't touch on that wants to come out. And this is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. You have this indecision card. Yeah, again, if you are trying to bring a dream down to earth, I think you just need to do it. I know that's easier said than done, but, I feel like your angels, this card, it's like this angel is over here and this person's not even looking. So it's like, what are you not looking at here, Taurus? Or it's like, is there easy guidance or, is there an easy solution to things that you're dealing with that could solve your problem more quickly? I would pay attention to that. You have this protection card. You have two protection cards because you have this protector card and you have this protection card. So I feel you are protected at this time. And it's like, now that I think about it, Taurus, you have a lot of these readings with me that basically say you are protected. So you are protected. You have this control card. It's like I feel like you're releasing control with that Nine of Swords. It's like there's nothing you can control. We can't, we really can't control anything except for ourselves, right? And so I don't know. Maybe that's what you're doing, is like controlling yourself or working on yourself. I think that would be good for sure with this card. You have this adaptability card. Yeah, it's an excellent time to learn adaptability and to be adaptable. Again, this card is the moon in Gemini, but we have Uranus in Gemini. Uranus in Gemini will teach everybody how to be adaptable. We have actually a lot of stuff, I think. I think these two eclipses are going, could require us to be adaptable. There could be a situation that pops up where it's like you're going to have to adapt to the changes, And finally, you have this harmony card. Yeah, I feel you need to create more harmony in your life. Empress, Nine of Cups. Again, those two cards together basically say you need to put yourself in situations that create more fulfillment, which could be putting yourself in situations that are harmonious, right? So there you go. This looks pretty good, Taurus. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.